Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I wanted to share this story with you that has so many people talking and in shock because you just don't often hear about this happening that much at all. Okay, yes, we know that men and women cheat, especially a number of men, but you don't hear about, being sued, the mistress being sued, and well, the wife actually winning, okay? TikTok star Brene Kennard, she has to pay $1.75 million for, well, stealing another woman's husband, and she says that she ruined her marriage. So on the left is the woman with, she's with the husband, and on the right is the ex-wife. Let's see what people are saying about this. I want to read some comments, the public's opinion, and people did not know that there's a law. It's a law in North Carolina. It's called the something affection law. We're going to get into it, but not every state has it, and a lot of people are saying, yeah, we need to get this in every single state, and I bet you the cheating will stop. Baby, it's never going. Well, I highly doubt that. I highly doubt that. So, and some people are saying, well, why isn't the husband paying anything because he's the one who was married and was cheating? So let's look at this a little bit more.
A North Carolina TikToker will have to pay $1.75 million after a jury found her guilty of destroying a Durham couple's marriage. The lawsuit filed in Durham County Court accused Brene Kennard, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, of seducing and having an affair with her manager, Tim Montague. The suit was brought in civil court by the manager's now ex-wife, Akira Montague. Akira claimed the affair caused her mental anguish, damage to her health, and deprived her kids of a two-parent household. Tim Montague eventually left his wife for Kennard. The jury found Kennard guilty of both criminal conversation and alienation of affection.
That's the sound of a $1.75 million cheer, coming just moments after court was adjourned. Akira Montague embraced her attorney, Robinetta Jones, as dozens of supporters yelled from the sidelines. Akira Montague's lawsuit, filed in Durham County Court, accuses Brene Montague, an influencer with nearly 3 million followers on TikTok, of seducing and having an affair with her then-husband, Tim. That affair then turning to marriage when Brene and Tim wed. In the suit, Akira Montague claimed Brene used her online influence as a weapon. The affair also caused damage to her health and deprived her kids of a two-parent household.
And it was nothing but lies.
Brene Montague, who represented herself in court, slammed the verdict, saying Akira Montague knew her marriage was over and allowed the affair.
She gave her consent. She said it was okay because she knew her marriage was over with and it was done.
Okay, so the woman on the right, okay, on the left is the ex-wife now, and on the right is his wife now. He actually married her, and people are looking at this woman like, damn, he left you for her? I'm just saying that's the stuff I'm seeing in comments. And she said, look, she caused me mental anguish, losing my husband, and ruined my marriage. My kids didn't have their father anymore. But she's saying, oh no, she gave the consent and said, oh, I know my marriage isn't working out. You can have them. Yeah, sometimes women might say that. They don't always mean that, like, oh, go ahead and have them. And a lot of times women are just saying that from being emotional. And maybe it was over. Maybe they were having problems, but under the law, they were still legally married, and he started creeping with her, and that was her manager, and he left his wife for her, and now they're married. I actually never heard of this woman. The ex-wife says she used her social media influence to seduce him. I've never seen this woman before. I never had heard about her until now. And so I wonder what she did to seduce him, because the first wife looks better in my opinion. But every man has different tastes. Every man has different tastes. And I mean, I don't even know if she has the 1.75 million to pay her, but either way, the court said, damn it, she caused you emotional distress and more, and damage to your marriage and your kids, and it is a law. There are a couple of laws around our country that people aren't aware of, and a lot of people said, wow, I had never heard of nothing like this. Okay, so she won. Okay, Now she doesn't have her husband. Maybe, I don't know, she could still be depressed about it, or maybe she's moved on, but she said, "No, I'm not going out like this. You just don't come up in my house," because I had heard that she was living with them. Now that was her manager, and I heard that she was living with them at one point, and like, "Oh, what, you coming up in my house and now you sleeping with my husband under my nose," type of thing. So she sued her. Okay, as a matter of fact, let's see. It says that a North Carolina TikTok star, again, Brene Kennard, is facing a lawsuit filed by Akira Montague in Durham County. She says that she played a role in the breakdown of her marriage to Timothy Montague, alleging that Kennard began a relationship with him when he was still married. The lawsuit is based on the state's alienation of affection law, which allows spouses to seek damages when a third party is accused of interfering in their marriage. The lawsuit seeks 3.5 million, okay, in punitive damages. Akira's complaint alleges that Kennard not only pursued a relationship with her husband, but also publicly involved herself with his family, including posting about her children on social media and flaunting the relationships on live streams. The case is ongoing, and it says that neither Brene Kennard or the Montagues have publicly commented on the lawsuit. Okay, one woman says, "Good for the ex-wife." Then someone said, "Plot twist. The husband set this whole thing up, and now he goes back to his ex-wife and they both spend the money." I said, you know what? Oh my God. I could see that on a movie. Okay, they're like, "Look, let me pretend to be into her and start effing her, and then you go sue her under this law and then bring that money back home. We're gonna bring it back home." That's crazy. But you never know. I don't think they planned it, but he said you never know with people. Okay. The husband cheated, regardless of how it came about. All that other messy stuff doesn't matter. Blaming someone outside of the marriage for alienation of affection is stupid, and why only a Dumbo state like North Carolina has this law. Nobody can cause someone to step out of their marriage. It's a choice made by the person who took the vow. The wife is embarrassed and should take it up with the husband, who is still going to cheat because he clearly married without intentions to stay faithful. But so many men cheat on their wives all the time, and a law like this being passed, it would have them shaking in their boots. And it would be dangerous for women too, because they're already murking their wives and stuff. So, okay, I think she just started a revolution, a trend, because I know the lawsuits are going to be coming in now. Yeah, maybe all over the place. Okay, at least in that state. Wasn't it the husband that also ruined the marriage? The alienation of affection law is real. Pay up or think twice. They deserve and belong with each other. Just look at them. You can tell people comment and don't know the entire story. She just didn't take her best friend's husband. She stalked her. She was messing with her friend's kids. She was copying her style. She was mocking her on her social media. That's awesome. Unfortunately, not all states have this law. I know for a fact Georgia doesn't. Fantasia, the singer, also went through the same thing. I was researching that, and I didn't see where she was sued for alienation of affection type of thing, being, taking a woman's husband, even though the wife of one of the men she was dating or married to said that she did that. Okay. I love this for her. Yep, it seems fair to me. If all judges rule this way, maybe folks will leave folks stop cheating on their spouses. Make it make sense. That law in North Carolina is real. That lady sued Fantasia for the same thing, and Fantasia won legally, but the man went back to his wife and family. There's a movie on how this law came about. He left his wife for her. Is this a prank? I'm not being funny. I'm just really asking. He was also her ex-husband's cousin. And what? He was also her ex-husband's cousin, and he slept with her sister as well and could potentially be her sister's youngest child's father. This whole situation is trifling. Don't forget that they dated each other in high school. Then Tim put her on to his cousin Devon, and she took his virginity. Then her and Devon got married, and then Tim was married, and then they circled the block again and played in Devon's and Akira's ex-wife's face. This is very messy. In the state of North Carolina, you can sue the person that their spouse cheated with. In this case, it was the wife's close friend, all right, who cheated with her husband. I followed this case all the way through. Brene literally documented the whole affair on social media. What the husband got to pay, since he's the one who cheated on her. This is exactly why you invest in a good lawyer. They should make this a law in every state. I bet you won't see any more sides. I'm just saying Tim is it's cheaper to keep her. But then again, Tim is broke and they married now, so child support her and something. You got to pay alimony coming from her pockets, okay? So that is it. That is it, everybody, for today's video. I want to know, what do you think? What do you think about this law? It's called the alienation of affection, and you can sue the mistress, the side piece. My thing is the husband is guilty. The husband is very, very guilty, and I think he should pay in some type of way. All right. The wife said, though, she put me through mental distress, depression, mocking me and everything on social media. They said she was stalking her and all of this, talking to her kids. And the husband, at the end of the day, her husband left her. Her husband left her for the other woman. And she said, the hell with this. I want some sort of justice for what was done with me, and I'm going to use this law in my state. And what do you think if this were to pass in every state around the country? What do you see happening? I see a disaster, but I see a lot of court cases happening. And I'm sorry, with the way I see femicide rates, I think more men might even go after their wife, suing even more, especially when money is involved or he has to pay up or something. But I mean, damn. So that's all for today's video. What do you think about this situation? Would you do it if you were married and your husband left you and the mistress was mocking you? Would you sue her for some money, or just sue her period under the law for the alienation of affection law? Let us know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell and click all notifications so you know when I'm live and when I'm uploading. You all take care. Talk to you real soon. Bye, everybody.